Hey everyone, in today's video, I'm talking about how you can pay a lot more for Medicare premiums if you don't know the rules. Stay tuned. Hey, I'm Devin, and this channel is all about breaking down the complicated Social Security rules so you can use them to your advantage. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and hit that notifications bell so you won't miss any of the new videos that we have planned to come out, because there's some good stuff on the way. And be sure to download my ultimate Social Security cheat sheet if you really want to simplify Social Security. I've put that down in the description below with a lot of other great resources too. So Medicare premiums are cheap for most people. I know a lot of retirees who are very impatiently waiting until they hit 65 so they can come off their expensive plan and get on Medicare. Now, the reason it's so cheap is that you paid for it throughout your working life through payroll taxes. So when it's time to use it, you only have to pay a percentage of the premium and the federal government picks up the rest. But not everyone pays the same amount. The vast majority of those on Medicare only pay 25% of the Part B program cost. Now, there's a good chance that's what you're going to pay as well, but if your income increases, you are going to have to start to pay more. Now, there's 5 income thresholds, with each of these having a progressively higher percentage share of the program cost. And for illustrative purposes, I'll use the 20/20 thresholds for a couple who are married filing jointly. If you are at or under $174,000, you pay the standard 25% or whatever the standard premium is. Once your income goes over $174,000, you'll pay 35% of the program cost. Over $218,000, you'll pay 50%. Over $272,000, you'll pay 65%. Over $326,000, you'll pay 80%. And over $750,000, you'll pay 85% of the cost. Now, just using percentages certainly isn't that enlightening, but I wanted to show you the rationale behind the premium increases. Here's the same thing, except now we'll use dollars, and I'll include the table for single individuals as well. Now, this is for 2020. If you are under the threshold amount, your premium is $144.60. Once you move past the first threshold, your premium is $202.40. And then after that, it goes up to $289.20, then $376, then $462.70, and at the very last threshold, $491.60. Now, I know we moved through that very quickly, so just hit the pause button if you want to study that a little bit more. Also, keep in mind that these numbers will likely change every year. The thresholds will change in response to inflation, and the premiums will change in response to estimated Part B program costs. So you don't have to look at those numbers for long to see that Medicare premiums can get really expensive. And so far, we've only talked about Part B premiums. If you trigger these thresholds, you're going to have to pay extra on your Part D prescription drug plan as well. So if possible, the income-related monthly adjustment amount is something that you want to steer clear of. Now, at first, you think, well, that's just for high-income earners, but keep in mind it could be triggered by a retirement account distribution or a number of other things that fall outside of normal wages. There's a link in the description that has detailed steps on how they calculate your income. But the way to keep up with this is from your tax return from 2 years prior. For example, your 2020 premiums would be determined by looking at your 2018 tax return. This is because they'd make this determination in late 2019, and 2018 would be the latest return on file. Now, if you receive a notice that you'll be subject to an additional premium from this IRMAA, you can ask for a reconsideration, and I'm going to put the form for that in the description along with a lot of other resources. There are certain events that the Social Security Administration will consider as a life-changing event and remove the IRMAA. Things like death of a spouse, marriage, divorce, retirement, or reduced work hours for one or both spouses, loss of an income-producing property due to a natural disaster, or loss of a pension. The other reason you can ask for reconsideration is if you think the info the administration used was incorrect or outdated. For example, if you filed an amended tax return that showed a lower income, the administration very well may miss that and incorrectly apply the IRMAA. But you know, even if you're stuck with it, it'll go off automatically in a year as long as your income goes back under the threshold amounts. Just be sure to check out the description where there's a lot of different resources where you can continue your research about the IRMAA. Thanks for watching.